Hi, I'm Bev. I'm a member of the Witches, Bitches, and Dough, and welcome to my first podcast. This morning, what I'm going to do is show you. Tomorrow, I plan on making 3 loaves of sourdough bread: cinnamon raisin, classic, and jalapeno cheddar. I need approximately 300 grams of starter to do these breads. I haven't used my starter for a little while, so I'm going to double feed it. Today what I'm going to do is start out with, I have like 10 grams of starter and 20 grams of water and 20 grams of bread flour. So I'll start with that and mix that up. And this is what I'm going to use for my bread tomorrow. Because what I'm going to do is get this going here today and let it rise until it peaks. And once it peaks, then I will double feed it and I will add more flour and water to it to give it a second feeding that it can sit overnight. The intention of this is to have 300 grams tomorrow morning when I want to make the bread. Voila, that's the plan. So this was 10 grams of starter, 20 grams of water, and 20 grams of flour. So then once this is all mixed up, it's pasty. You can see it's just kind of real thick paste. So you would think 20 grams of water, 20 grams of flour, and 10 grams of starter is going to give me 50 grams of ripe starter to work with the bread. But for whatever reason, I never get 50. 20 plus 20 plus 10 in sourdough doesn't equal 50. I'm not sure why. I don't know where some of it goes. I really don't. But it comes out to be probably more like 45. I don't know. Some sticks on here, some sticks on the jar, and you don't ever get exactly 50. So I always err on a little extra. So what I'm going to do with this is put this aside. I have a little cloth shower cap to put over it. It needs airflow so it can generate gases in the bubbles. So we'll save this for later. Then the other piece I'm going to do, it's called Herman. Mine is called Herman. My starter is Herman, and this is just a maintenance. All I'm doing this for is just a maintenance feed. I keep mine in the fridge. I only do bread about maybe once a week or so, which is why I was double feeding it. So I'm going to take this and just give it a maintenance feed, and when this is done rising as much as it goes, I will put it in the fridge. I don't do anything more with it for this week, which is why I'm kind of doing this in 2 steps. So I'll put this in the fridge and then work just with the other starter for the bread. So, and that happened to be, I haven't figured this out really super well. So I do way too much starter, and because I'm scared I might kill it, and so I always have extra. So this was 150 grams of starter, so I'm going to do 300 grams of water. And I had already pre-measured all this out. And this is for maintenance, so it's not like rocket science, 300 or so, whatever. I know a lot of people, there's a lot of ways to do it. You can do it 1:2:2 ratio. You can do it a 1:3:3, a 1:5:5. I don't get really crazy about all of that. But so then this will be just the starter that I'm going to use to maintain and throw it in the fridge. You can then take, and you can actually use this for discard. You can use if you want to make pancakes, you want to make muffins, you want to make, and there's all kinds of recipes, tons and tons of recipes. I haven't gone and done a whole lot. I've done the pancakes. Epic failure, but we won't talk about that. So, and this is a lot of starter. I can already tell this is kind of a mess because it's like way too much. This is way too much. I'm sure people will look at this and go, what is she doing? Jeez. You know, I don't run a bakery, so this is kind of probably too much. But, so anyway, I'm gonna put this, I'll put it in this jar, up to like so, down to about here, and then it'll rise to the top. When it peaks, it'll start to fall back down, and then it just goes in the fridge. I use a band to measure where it starts, so I have an idea of how much it rose. So, and this is called a Danish whisk. Not so easy to see, but it's a Danish whisk, and it's really an important tool to try to get this mixed up. It's nice, very nice. That's the other thing you'll find out. Some things you can do super easy, but I kind of don't usually like to do it that way. I like to make the biggest mess, and don't do anything the easy way. Like this is a really slippery bowl, so now I'm scared at this moment of something not good gonna happen. So I have it in a jar that I plan to put in the fridge and just keep, and then I have probably enough here to do bagels and English muffins, any of those other kinds of things that you think would be fun to do. So this is the first one, and it's early in the morning, so there's no wine yet. But later, stay